would say is if you look at where I am compared to my wing, you're standing about 30 degrees off the wind. So you actually need to step about 2 meters to your left. Also, if you lay it out a bit flatter, you'll get a better peel. There should be more than enough wind to do that, but a better layout would give you a better chance. Anytime it's light, you want to take that bit more care. But try it like that, find out what happens. Now I've got loose brake, so I'll get that repart. So airspace. Yep, exactly. That's my boy. Okay, see how you get on. As I say, there is wind there, but realistically the wing should be more bananaed facing into wind. Give it a bash, see what you get. So it'll be narrating to his camera. Plenty of wind there just now. Now, were your hands touching your chest? Yep. Before the harness had loaded it, that closed over the leading edge. So this time step about 2 meters to your left. Go for a better layout, doesn't matter about the wingtips, check the airspace. So come to me. Right, now when it's lying more on its back, it will peel up. See how much more wing there is now. So there, I say tips don't matter, but much less on the hands. So start with the harness as you go back, then, no, said step left. There, okay. Try it now. So smooth, slow, and just a wee touch of A. Now your idea about it being light and having both sets of A's, because this is a 2-riser glider setup, sorry, a 2-line setup, centre, mid, is good. However, you probably don't need it. It's a good idea though, but if you're going to do that, you absolutely have to have the wing laid out fully. At the moment, as we're not bothering with the tips, just go for the centres. Okay, try that. Checks and go. Good. So nice slow peel, mainly the harness, and then just add in that wee bit with the hands, but mainly the harness. Is that better? But did you still pull too much with the hands? Okay, turn, turn, keep going. No, don't worry, we've all done that one time or other. I've done that as well. But no, but nonetheless, did it fly up much better? Did you have a tendency to look at the glider though? Did you tend to look up at the glider to some extent? Yep. Rather than looking at the ground? Yep. Now, was it flying quite nicely? Yeah. So if you just tiptoed, 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 would it have taken quite a bit of your weight, taking you over the dip and letting you just turn round? Yeah. So was the main issue the slowing down, stopping and looking at it, rather than just continuing for launch? Yeah. Okay, bring it back up. Shutting down just now. Yeah. And that includes checking the harness and the visual, leg straps specifically. Yep. So you can track the head, feel for the breeze. Excellent. Leave it. Now, was it a bit on and off? And were you using your hands? Did you almost touch your chest again? Yeah, generally speaking, if you're not getting anything firm from the harness, all you'll do is close the glider over if you use your hands. Okay, step. Okay, that's your centre wing set. Airspace. Good checks. All good. Again, the hands are right on the chest, and then when he lets off the A's, you see it going. So when you let off the A's, you're losing it as well. So it's too much A and then way too much let off. It's simply not enough harness. So back up again. Messages. Right. Just gather a bunch of lines so you're clear. So if you walk to your right, keep the lines clear and up now. There you go. Okay, that's pretty well. We'll go for the next lip. It's not ideal in one way, but you're short of the dip there. Right, wee bit towards me. Get it just on this little crest line. There we go. See, when the grass is short, it's so much easier because you can see where your feet are. Right. And checking the airspace. Right. Taking the brake? Yep, that's fine. Don't blame me for this, folks. Not my idea. Ross is wanting to try forward launch. So I've talked him through the popping the brakes off, the dropping all the risers over the crook of your arms, and the hook, not the hold, the hook. So the hook is the thumb to guide the A up, but you do not hold it, so the A's can just slide out of your thumbs. So main thing is, do not grip with the thumbs. Check your airspace. Just wait until I get a wee bit higher. And don't power too much, you want the wing to do the work as it comes up. Best of luck. Keep going. Too slow. And surge now. Surge! Surge! Too slow. Keep going. Surge it. Go. And surge. Now. Go. You see what I mean? Yeah. A bad idea. There's no subtlety involved, and it's much more to do with the ground dropping off than there is anything else. And there's an appallingly number of, oh, this is a great forward launch, really appallingly bad launches, and all you need to do is look at school websites on the ones of this is how to do it, and it's basically how not to do it. Now, you want to try again? Might as well. Basically, the very, very last thing I teach students, I mean, James was going over to flying Tenerife with the school guided holiday thing, And on his last day before he went over to Tenerife was the first time he ever done a forward launch, because it was a mixture of paramotoring and paragliding, but he knew that he'd have to do a forward launch there because that's the way they launch. So on the very last thing we did last hour, he did 8 forward launches. But because he'd been taught to do the lazy and efficient reverse launch, he absolutely nailed it. And they said, "Whoa, you're really good at this." And he says, "Well, first time I did them was 2 days ago when I left Scotland." Okay, so back to facing forwards.
Yep.
So once that wing's starting to slide up, you do not stop. It's not that you're powering down the hill. So you've got the pop, drop everything over. Yep. And then hook in the thumb.
That's wrong.
Yep, one side's right, the other side's wrong.
That's definitely wrong.
So check that brake properly. So back to your basics. Tactile, yep.
Yeah.
So you're okay on the brake, correct hand.
Yeah.
Popped,
Yeah.
dropped, tidy it, hook. Now this time go back about 2 foot just to give you a tiny bit of slack, nothing major. And you need to hook,
Yeah.
okay? And you're not wanting to power down the hill, you've got to try and feel for where the wing is.
Yeah.
And if it's off to one side, you've got to step the wrong way as it were. You know, if it's off to your right, you've got to roll it level by going right. But it's much easier in reverse. So all I'll do is best of luck. Yeah. So bear in mind that Ross isn't actually training, not at the moment anyway. This is just out for a day's flying. Okay, all yours, check the airspace. Check those messages in a minute. So, hands slightly further back, don't close the thumbs, and just guide the A's. So all you're doing is adding a little bit of A, and it's still mainly the harness. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Bounce it, now go, go! Surge! Surge! Go, go! Nope. That's why it's the very last thing I teach. Bring it back up. Right. Without this being tidied, you're giving yourself hard work. So say you've got to. There you go. It's got a chance now of catching a decent amount of air. Lighter the winds, the better the layout you need. Tips stay in, so the centre is the key. Nice wee breeze there just now. Same as the span. Get as much of the span as you can. 3/4 is fine, you don't need to worry about the tips. Right, I'll get clipped in.